just curious now, Andy, just to kind of get into, so, after the game, you get into work on a Monday morning. What are you doing? Are you working a few games ahead in terms of who you're playing? Are you spending like a certain day looking at corners and then moving on to free kicks? How do you kind of manage your workload really in terms of what you actually do?
So when I first started, I always tried to work at least one game in advance. I was on a match day, I was up in the gantry and I would radio down to the bench anything that I saw from a set piece perspective, or even a general perspective, to be honest.
Yeah.
I then moved from upstairs down to the dugout and used to get up for every attacking or defensive set piece because I don't want to say I designed them, but essentially they're generally my ideas. The attacking ones, and the organisation ultimately is my responsibility.
Yeah.
So there's not really anyone better placed when those things are happening to orchestrate or direct anything that I see, because there might be something that I haven't necessarily gone through in depth in training, but something I've seen on the video before that the opposition have done once in the past 7 or 8 games, but it's nothing big. And I see that starting to happen, or if no one else has seen it, I need to be the one so I moved down to the dugout. The issue I had with working 1 or 2 games in advance then is let's say we're playing Sunderland, for example, I'm looking at Sunderland taking a corner and I'm thinking, right, I know we've got to be aware of Stewart, for example, is probably the main man. Got the 2 centre-backs, Door's not bad in the air as well, but he's young. I'm thinking, because I'm a game in advance, of my next opponent's names as well. So I would sometimes get a bit confused and I'd be thinking, right, instead of talking about Stewart, I'm talking about Smith or Rotherham instead. And I know what sort of movement Smith makes because I've already done that prep, and that's probably the most recent prep I've done because I did Sunderland before that. So I realised then, no, I've got to be one game at a time, and it means cramming more into less time, but that's fine because it means when I stand up to help basically in a game, there's nothing else in my mind than this moment, this team. So that I sort of evolved into that, and that was absolutely the right way to do it. In terms of the workload during the week, depends on the week we have. If we're Saturday, Tuesday, or if we're Saturday, as you'll know, the fixture list in League One's a joke. It's like League One, Papa John's, Carabao Cup, FA Cup. It's so much football. So a Saturday is it's almost like a holiday, not having to be just constantly all the time at the training ground. So I would normally do, if we're Saturday, Tuesday, I'm working on Sunday. I'm not in, but I'm working on Sunday. So I'm reviewing the Saturday game, the previous one, and just what went well, what should have been better, anything that I've seen that I like, that I want to take from the opposition, anything that was weak in us that I need to make sure we address and improve. Then I'll make a start on the opposition. I always start defensively. So I'll always, first and foremost, look at how we stop the opponent. Just because you only get one chance at a clean sheet. So if I make sure we don't concede from a set piece, and the team and the coaches make sure we don't concede in general play, we can't lose the game. So first and foremost, I'll make sure we're set defensively. I know everything about the opponent, individually and collectively. I know what they're going to let's try and do. Also in the knowledge, they might come up with a brand new routine. That happens. And they do something you've never seen before. We do it as well. So it's always making sure the players, this is what they've done so far, but be prepared that they might do something different as well. And you just have to respond to that. So I'll look at how to stop the opponent first, corners, free kicks, long throw. And if there's any sort of clever throws they do in other areas of the pitch, so some teams are quite bright. Pompey, for example, have some clever throws where they look to try and switch play. Other teams will just go straight up the line. It's a bit more straightforward. And then after that, I'll look from an attacking perspective, how we're going to hurt the opponent based on their structure, based on their individuals, where I think weaknesses are that we can try and exploit.
Because I mean, even like, it's so hard to classify. Like a wide free kick can be so many things. Like it could be in swinger and out swinger. It could be from like the byline. It could be further out. So there's so many different things, and each one probably does look different.